is sit in my room and think about things that I shouldn't be really thinking. All I ever do is sit in my room and fret about cancer and nuclear war and pensions. Every single day I stay in my room and wish I had mates who could phone up and take me drinking. But who am I kidding? I tell you I can't go outside, 'cause someone might steal my bag. And even if they didn't steal my bag, I just can't bear to be seen with my bag. It's an embarrassing bag that my mum bought me years ago. And what if I didn't take my bag? I'd have to carry everything in my hands, and that's just completely impractical when you carry as much stuff as me. All I ever do is sit in my room and watch mucky videos like some drooling old bloke who forgot to brush his teeth and comb his hair. Every now and then I might turn on the news, but Peter Sissons laughs at me and George Alagaya takes the piss out of my shoes. Sometimes I wonder what it's like out there in the fresh clean air where the kiddies laugh and play. But the terrorists and rapists put me off, and besides, I've forgotten how to walk. And the rain will flatten my hair, and the sunshine will burn off my skin. The snow is too slippy and cold, and the hail is too harsh, and the grey clouds are all just depressing. It's probably best if I sit in a crap wooden chair, reading books that I've already read. I wish I could cry, but I'm a big boy now, and the government are watching me on cameras like in the Truman Show. So maybe I'll stay in my room. Maybe I'll go out one time, or maybe I'll stay in my room. Maybe I'll go out one time. You won't get me out of my room. Maybe I'll go out one time. Maybe I'll stay at home.
This is a Freak Zone. I'm Stuart Lee, the comedian and would-be polymath, and I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey, who's not here tonight. That was Gary Lestrange from an album for a couple of years ago, Glamouronic. I used that as outro music all year in stand-up gigs, and people kept asking me what it was, so that's what it was, if you were one of those people. I'll tell you more about what's coming up on the show after this.
Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night, every night. Bad love is easy to do every night.
That was Guided by Voices. Bad Love is Easy to Do from the album. Well, one of them, probably about a dozen albums they released this year called Cool Planet. I'm Stuart Lee. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey on Freak Zone tonight. I'm a comedian, and so my amazing breakthrough notion for what to play tonight was things I've heard this year, or people I've seen or worked with, or people who've died. That's the theme. There's no guest. I'm my own guest. I'm going to start with this. I don't know what this is, right? It's called Kosmischer Läufer. They've made 2 albums. This is from the one from last year. There's another one out this year. It's notionally, this is music that a acoustic electric scientist was press-ganged by the East German government into making as inspirational music for the East German Olympic programme 1972 to 1983. In order to give athletes some aspirational music to work out to. This is an extract of a track off the first album they did last year. You can't play the whole thing because it's proper krautrock length, you know. Anyway, this is called Die Lange Gerade. That was Goat from Sweden. That was called Talk to God from the album From the Sheer Commune. There's all this stuff. It's a bit West African, didn't it, as well? And Kosmischer Läufer that we heard before that are allegedly a press-ganged East German scientists from the mid-70s made to write inspiring music for the East German Olympic programme. And yet there seems to be some speculation that they might be some kind of Scottish indie rock band in disguise. Well, I've thwarted their attempts to be clever, and I've filed their record. That's the question, isn't it? Where do you file it? Do you file it in the tray of Scottish indie rock with orange juice and all that kind of stuff, or do you put it in the krautrock section? I've put it in the krautrock section, which is above Japanese psychedelia and just to the left of Australian punk and European for improvisation. So that is what I've decided to go with the legend. If in doubt, print the legend. I'm in a building at the BBC. Which is very nerve-wracking coming in because I've been confronted by all these people that I've done jokes about. I'm Stuart Lee, the comedian. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey. I've been doing funny. I've been trying to do routines about Russell Brand for years, and he was in reception, so I had to be polite to him, and it was quite scary. Then he was polite to me, and very disarmingly, to be honest. It was embarrassing. And then I've come in here, and through a window I can see that bloke. I've forgotten his name. Anyway, the last time I met him was when I did stuff on Radio 1 in the mid-90s, and I was sent to apologise to him by the bosses of Radio 1, by him and Joe Wiley, for doing a joke about them. And he sat there like a school teacher, and he told me off. And the joke was that all he ever did was shows about Oasis. And ironically, he's sitting in there through the window now talking to Noel Gallagher. So it would seem that I was right, wouldn't it? Anyway, my favourite group in Britain are The Fall, and they've only made one record this year of new stuff, and there's a track on a compilation called Mod Selection Volume 3 Part 1, and this is called A Fibre Book Troll. That was The Fall, Fibre Book Troll. You know, I hosted a book launch for Steve Hanley, the old Fall bassist's autobiography, The Big Midweek, at Islington Waterstones, and it was it was very good book actually. But at the end, there was a lot of the Fall fans were hanging around, and some of them were saying they don't think Marky Smith's as good a singer as he was. He's a completely different singer to what he was. I don't think good or bad comes into it. I mean, that is an amazing vocal performance. You may not be able to understand the words exactly, but he's doing like this high-pitched stuff, growling like a dog. You know, it's great. You never know what's going to happen next with them.
I'm on my way, glory, hallelujah.
Be alright, clap hands, move around. It's not even that, there's a reason.
Everyone's happy and bad to me.
Every time you up and down.
Hey, train, you got to teach it to learn.
This is Giddy & Co.
Monday to Thursday nights from 9 on BBC Radio 6 Music.
I'm Stuart Lee. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey on the Freak Zone on 6 Music. And I know that Stuart was actually at the second night of this series of concerts of a commemoration of Lindsay Cooper, which featured Henry Cow, 70s art rockers who'd got back together. He saw them in Huddersfield, apparently. I went to the Barbican concert, and there was a lot of excitement there. I think people never thought they'd see them again in their lifetime. It wasn't just Henry Cow, and there was loads of great people on. Phil Minton, who's a brilliant free improvising vocalist, was really great as part of the lineup as well. But anyway, here's a Henry Cow track, which I think was also a Slap Happy track, and The Fall covered it as well, coincidentally, War.
Tell of the birth, tell how war appeared on earth.
Thunder and herbs conjugated sacred verbs. Musicians with gongs, fertilized in egg with stone. Asleep in the sphere, her fetus was a nut of fear. She batted with her horn, split an egg and war was born. America loved hate, she banged her spoon against the blade. Upon her spoon this motto, wonderfully designed. Violence completes the partial mind.
Tell of the birth, tell how war appeared on earth.
Musicians with gongs, fertilized an egg with stone. She batted with her horn, split an egg and war was born. Stacking the bones on the empty aerodrome. Tinted turtle green, on the slender submarine. She shakes her gory locks over the deserted docks. Come follow me out of dark obscurity. Follow my torch, pilgrims at the double march. Through meadows and seas, abattoirs and libraries. The pilgrims increase, boasting they are led by peace. They got huts with gusto, village villages with verve. Borders what she has to, people get what they deserve. Upon her spoon this motto, wonderfully designed. Violence completes the partial mind.
Henry Cow from In Praise of Learning from 1975, and that was War. Still to come on the show, Sleaford Mods, the Nightingales, Lee Ranaldo, Hawkwind. The hits keep on coming.
This is BBC Radio 6 Music.
tried different ways, but it's all the same. At the end of the day, I had myself to blame. You can buy a hair if it won't grow. You can fix your nose if it says so. You can buy all the makeup the Mac can make. But if you can't look inside you, find out who I am too. Be in a position to make me feel so damn unpretty. Never insecure until I met you.
And I'm being stupid.
Used to be so cute to me.
Just a little bit skinny.
Why do I look at all these things?
To keep you happy.
Maybe get rid of you and then I'll get back to me. My outsides look cool, my insides are blue. Every time I think I'm through, it's because of you. I've tried different ways, but it's all the same. At the end of the day, I have myself to blame. You can buy a hair if it won't grow. You can fix your nose if it says so. You can buy all the makeup the Mac can make. But if you can't look inside you, find out who I am too. Be in a position to make me feel so damn unpretty.
That was the Nightingales and Unpretty, which is a cover of a TLC song from the late 90s, I think. And you can download some covers by the Nightingales free from their Bandcamp page. I'm Stuart Lee. This is the Freak Zone on Six Music. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey. I love the Nightingales. When they got back together, they were a post-punk band from Birmingham that I loved as a kid, and they got back together about 10 years ago. And often when your favourite bands get back together, you think, oh, don't do that, don't ruin it. But actually they've been brilliant. They've produced loads of new original material, haven't rested on their laurels, and have been a great working band. And I don't think Rob Lloyd from the Nightingales would mind if I were to tell you that I've only got two showbiz friends, and one of them is Rob Lloyd from the Nightingales, and it was his. He gave me his spare ticket for Henry Cow at the Barbican, and my other showbiz friend is Barry Cryer, the elderly comedy writer, and those are my two showbiz friends. The most exciting live gig I've seen this year, I saw them twice, and they were both brilliant both times, is the Sleaford Mods, which I think this is such a great thing they've achieved with this fantastic fusion of big beats and furious poetry. This is one of the few tracks of theirs you can probably play on the radio. This is a single from early this year, Tiswas.
Pop round, mate, I'll give you a fiver. The land that time forgot is on repeat. I can hear the screams of people who wanna be me. They wanna shake my tongue and tell the others that they were the ones who made me. Who made me. I got called an anarchist. That's for the middle class train spotters. I don't want my dog on a string. That's gonna hurt the thing. We got jobs and a mortgage clan and a car with a smoky window down. Blow to your life and lob it right up. It don't make sense, I know, look. dinosaurs are stuck on Denmark Street. The boots of Hendrix lick my feet. I'm not bothered, I never was. Here's a crap caravan on Tiswas. The dinosaurs are stuck, no way to get down. The meteor sinks its teeth in the ground. I'm not bothered, I never was. Here's a crap gag from Spit the Dog. Cameron's hairdresser got an MBE. I said to my wife, you better shoot me. It's all gone, what do I do? Tell my daughter it's not true. Tell my daughter it's all gone wrong. Pig tongue, pig tongue, pig tongue. Get out of the mood, dog race. Get out of the way. Get out of the mood, dog race. Get out of the way. The dinosaurs are stuck on Denmark Street. The boots of Hendrix lick my feet. I'm not bothered, I never was. Here's a crap caravan on Tiswas. The dinosaurs are stuck, no way to get down. The meteor sinks its teeth in the ground. I'm not bothered, I never was. Here's a crap gag from Spit the Dog.
I think the most exciting thing about Recommends is that it's all new, so it's all completely fresh.
It's basically just a super groovy 1 hour, and you get to come and find your new favourite bands.
A mixture of records I like, records that I think other people might like, and records which are just so confusing. I don't know who's going to like them, but they sort of deserve to be heard.
I feel like I'm pushing my little boat out from the harbour every night, setting sail across an ocean of sound, and then dropping an anchor once a week at midnight to share the spoils with all my listeners.
So I guess it's a bit of an adventure, hunting around in the hope that you'll find a different sound and something you've never heard before.
A brand new discovery is a particular kind of lovely thing.
This is Six Music Recommends.
With Lauren Laverne, Marianne Hobbs, Tom Ravenscroft, and myself, Steve Lemack.
Available whenever you want at the Six Music website.
Six Music.
You know, I like my chicken in different ways. Jerk chicken, barbecue chicken with barbecue sauce. Chicken sandwich, fried chicken, scrambled chicken, and I like chicken on toast. Tastes nice, you know. How do you like your chicken? There's a special way that I like my chicken. You know what? I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. I'm gonna Matthew how. I'm gonna Matthew how. I'm gonna Matthew how I like my chicken. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. Chicken nuggets for me. 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 Nice. Nice. The grease gets on my fingers and it tastes so nice. 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 Stick my fingers in my mouth once or twice. Nice. Nice. I can smell Kentucky and it smells so nice. 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 It's a shame that Kentucky don't do right. Chicken nuggets for me. 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 Nice. Nice. The grease gets on my fingers and it tastes so nice. 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 Stick my fingers in my mouth once or twice. Nice, nice. I can smell Kentucky and it smells so nice. Nice, nice. It's a shame that Kentucky don't do right. They don't do right. They don't do right. No, no. Okay, let's get ready for the chicken dance. Do the chicken dance. Move your hands. Move your feet. Chicken tail now. Listen up. I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? I'm gonna tell you how I like my chicken. How do you like your chicken when you're fishing in the kitchen? Come on! Yeah! Chicken nuggets, man! Ha ha! Yeah, I like it! Chicken nuggets! Oh yeah! Chicken nuggets for me! 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 Nice! Oh, nice! The grease gets on my fingers and it tastes so nice! Nice! Oh, nice! Stick my fingers in my mouth once or twice! Nice! Oh, nice! I can smell Kentucky and it smells so nice! Nice! Oh, nice! It's a shame that Kentucky don't do right. They don't do right. They don't do right. Oh, bomb!
It's great when a piece of music comes along and embodies some feeling or anxiety or doubt that you've always had yourself and you've never been able to put into words. And it is a shame that Kentucky don't do rice. That was Fishbilly's Chicken Nuggets for me. A piece of music, my kids got me into that really, and we listen to it about 6 or 7 times a day now. And when we have chicken at home, we have to have it on a loop, playing to remind us what the food that we're having is. And before that, the Sleaford Mods and Tiswas. I'm not here. You know what? I'm not here. I've done this in the past. I'm probably sitting at home listening to it. But even so, you can go on social media and you can make instant live comments about this, which I might be able to respond to. Or you could email Stuart McConey at stuart.6music@bbc.co.uk. He spells his Stuart Stuart. You can tell him what you thought of me. It's a real treat to be able to do this, though. It's sort of thing you dream of doing as a child. And this year I've been lucky enough to be involved in trying to help raise money for a documentary about the folk singer Shirley Collins, legend of English folk music, who's been something of a recluse for some time, is making a tentative return to live performance. She opened for Current 93 at the Union Chapel in London early this year with an admittedly brief set. But there's been a lot of events where money film about her, and the film's going to be made by these guys that made this brilliant documentary about Morris dancing, Way of the Morris. If you saw that, it was great. There's an album out next year of people from all walks of music covering songs associated with Shirley Collins, the Owl Service, Susan Stenger from Band of Susans, Graham Coxon from Blur. This is a track from it. It's out next year. This is Stuart Estell, Just As the Tide Was A-Flowing.
Morning in the month of May, down by a rolling river, a jolly sailor eyed it stray, where I beheld some lover. She carelessly alone did stray, a viewing of the daisies gay. sang so sweet around a lake, just as the tide was a-flowing. Her dress, it was as white as milk, and jewels did adorn her, and the shoes were of the crimson silk, just like some lady of honour. Her cheeks were rosy, her eyes were brown, her hair in ringlets hanging down. She'd a lovely brow without a frown, just as the tide was a-flowing. So I bowed to her and I said, fair maid, how come you here so early? My heart by you it is betrayed, and I could love you dearly. I am a sailor come from sea, if you'll accept of me company, for to walk and view the fishes play, just as the tide is a-flowing. No more was said, but on our way, oh, we ganged along together, and the small birds sang and the lambs did play, and pleasant was the weather. When we were weary, we both sat down beneath the trees with the branches round. And what happened next shall never be found, just as long as the tide is a-flowing. But as she lay there on the grass, oh, her colours they kept changing, till she cried out and said, alas, never let your mind be arranging. Here's £20 I have in store, meet me when you will, there'll be plenty more. For me jolly sailor I adore, just as the tide is a-flowing. So they both shook hands and off he steers. Jackie Tar drinks rum and brandy, and to keep his shipmates in good cheer, oh, the lady's gold is handy. And along with another sailor boy she'll go, the side with the branches low. Success to the maid that will do so, just as the tide is a-flowing. The tide flows in and the tide flows out, twice every day returning. The tide flows in and the tide flows out, twice every day returning. The tide flows in and the tide flows out, twice every day returning.
That's Stuart, Estell, Just As the Tide Was A-Flying, from an album that will be out this year on Fire, of various artists paying tribute to Shirley Collins. And if you're interested in Shirley Collins, Google it and try and find out about this this film and see if you can get involved, putting on shows to raise money. You're listening to The Freak Zone on Six Music, but it's not Stuart McConey, it's me, Stuart Lee, the comedian. And I said earlier in the first half I was scared to come in here, because I bump into all these people that I've done jokes about, and the DJ in the next room that I got in trouble with for doing a joke about in the 90s, and I had to go and apologise to him at the behest of Radio 1, is Steve Lamacq. I've remembered his name now, and there's no excuse to forget his name, because he looks exactly the same as he did 20 years ago, whereas I have utterly changed. I've put on about 3 stone, I've gone grey. I think that Steve Lamacq has got a ravaged portrait of me in his attic, and it's some Faustian pack. I can just see the top of his head. It's no different. You could recognise him just from the top of his head over a monitor. You'd know it was him. It's unforgivable to forget him. I didn't do it on purpose either. It was an act of revenge. I spent an afternoon with Julian Cope this summer. I got asked to go and interview him for Fibre Books. He had a novel out. If you like 70s obscure European progressive rock, archaeology and the occult, you probably love that novel. So if you do, then read it. Otherwise, you might think, "Oh, what's this?" But you know, but it was great. And I said to him, "How did you get into the groove of writing about all these imaginary groups and these imaginary characters?" And of course, he did what any Gnostic shaman would do, which is he became them. And there's a supposed 70s Sardinian group in the novel called Vesuvio, given to long improvised drones. And sure enough, a few months after the novel came out, the Vesuvio album came out, which was Cope's attempt, along with Stephen O'Malley from Everything, Sun-O, whatever, his attempt to sort of imagine what this music would sound like if it existed, and now it does. So here's a bit of Pompeii from the Vesuvio album. That's Vesuvio, Julian Cope's imaginary early 70s Sardinian drone rock group. What a marvellous thing to happen in one's lifetime, that someone would form an imaginary early 70s Sardinian drone rock group. How can any of you be bored? How can any of you have ennui in the modern world? Isn't every day just full of potentially exciting surprises? This is Freak Zone on Six Music. I'm Stuart Lee, the comedian, and I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey, the broadcaster. Now, Sonic Youth split up, didn't they, a couple of years ago? And if you're a person of a certain age, you probably went, oh no. But actually what's happened is, the three main ones, they all make records all the time, so you get 3 times as much Sonic Youth stuff as you would have done otherwise. Thurston Moore is in East London now, clearly having the time of his life, going to free improvisation gigs, where the only other people in the audience are me and a dog. And Lee Ranaldo has become a kind of 70s Laurel Canyon troubadour. This is a cover of Neil Young's Revolution Blues from his album this year, Acoustic Dust.
I'm not above suspicion, won't attack you, but I won't back you. It's so good to be here, asleep on your lawn. Remember your guard dog? Well, I'm afraid that he's gone. It was such a drag to hear him whining all night long. Ooh, that was me with the doves, setting them free by the factory where you build your computer love. I hope you get the connection, 'cause I can't take the rejection. I won't deceive you, but I don't believe you.
happy as can be. I'm crawling along the ground, feeling so very happy. I see a little pellet, it looks so green and juicy. I sink my teeth right in, I munch away so...
I bet you didn't know slugs went to heaven, but they do, 'cause I'm here now.
That was Adam Bohman, the unfortunate demise of Sammy the Snail. Adam Bohman is one of these legendary figures of the British free improvisation scene. And he's you can see him all the time on his own, with his brother in the Bohman Brothers. He's in a trio now called Secluded Bronte. That's from an album called Music and Words 2, which is tracks from 1977 to a couple of years back, a selection. If you ever get a chance to see him in any combination, you absolutely have to go. He's an amazing performer. The first time I ever saw him, he was in a group called Morphogenesis in about 91. I saw them above a pub in Hackney. And it was he was making all these noises and dropping things on tables, and there was a guy doing something with plants and another bloke rubbing a balloon. The first half of it, I thought it was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen. I was really angry about it. And then, about half time, it sort of started to become absolutely brilliant, and by the end I was completely mesmerised and had the way that I heard things forever changed. Of course, a lot of you are going to be going, well, that was just a bloke mumbling about a snail. But, you know, open your minds. It's the freak zone. There's a biography by Wyndham Wallace out next year of Lee Hazlewood, who was a hack songwriter, or at least he always maintained that he was, but was in fact a brilliant artist. And I've read an advanced copy of the book, and it's a really, really great read. This is a terrific track, Lee Hazlewood with Nancy Sinatra, a bit of an epic, Arkansas Coal.
Not so long ago, just outside Paris, Arkansas, a young lady had a mountain to climb.
Gonna climb up this mountain, 'cause there's one thing I know. My daddy's in this mountain, digging Arkansas coal. Yes, I hear my mama calling. I'll let her wait 10 minutes more. She'll be sore, 'cause I like to lay on the ground and listen to the sound of my daddy digging Arkansas coal.
I was born in this mountain, been down here since I was 9 years old, and I know someday I'll die in this mountain, digging Arkansas. Arkansas coal.
Married me a good man back in 59. Knew he was an Arkansas
Your mama and daddy ain't gonna raise you no natural fool. Ain't gonna raise you no natural fool.
Mama, why is the earth shaking? Mama, is the world coming to an end? Mama, why are you crying? Is it another cave-in?
My God, the rocks are falling. 10,000 tons on my head. I knew someday this would happen. So this is how it feels to be dead. So this is how it feels to be dead.
Gonna climb up that mountain. 'Cause there's one thing I know. My daddy's in that mountain. Digging Arkansas coal.
Lee Hazlewood and Nancy Sinatra, that was called Arkansas Coal. Now, you know, before that, we played this Adam Bohman track, and I said it was called Sammy the Snail, and you've probably all been trying to Google it to buy it, and you've gone, oh, I can't find it. It wasn't, it's called Sammy the Slug. I just got it wrong. It's Sammy the Slug. Now, I said earlier, didn't I, this is pre-recorded, this programme. So you're probably thinking, well, why didn't you just record that link again instead of having to use time now correcting a link that you could have just pre-recorded it? And the reason why I didn't do that, I decided not to, because I thought if I do the correction now, it will give a sort of Versat's live feeling to the show, and will take the dead hand of it being pre-recorded off it. Anyway, I know Stuart's been playing a lot of Richard Dawson's new album. He's a guy from Newcastle who does sort of avant-folk, metal, all sorts of things. He made a great album last year as well, called The Glass Trunk. He was invited in to the archives of Tyne and Wear museums and told to sort of compose things to respond to the stuff that he found in there. This track was a response to some family letters that he found, and it's called A Parent's Address to His Firstborn on the Day of His Birth.
What rich fountains of affection thou hast opened in each breast, flowing both in one direction to the one that we love best. Fondly now we look upon thee, and marvel at thy gaze so clear, like stars reflecting on the water that flowed through time to carry you here. But what perils thou must pass through, as each approaching day shall fly. Firstborn son, may grace protect you, scatheless in temptation's eye.
That's Richard Dawson, a parent's address to his firstborn on the day of his birth. It's great, that, isn't it? Brilliant. He's touring this year. So I'm laughing because I pre-recorded this, and I know that at some point earlier on, I've said this year when I meant like that's last year now, because it's January. You're listening to this, isn't it? It's December where I am. So I'll probably record some just me saying this year and last year, and then they'll cut them in. But then this bit won't make sense, so, who knows what will happen. That was Richard Dawson, a parent's address to his firstborn on the day of his birth, and it's great. He's touring this year from the 7th of February. He's going to Sheffield, Manchester, London, Brighton, Nottingham, Reading and Liverpool. In the old days, we'd have told you where he was going and when, but now we expect you to do the work by using the internet. This is Stuart Lee. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey on the Freak Zone here on Six Music. I'm working as well. I'm in a month-long residency at Leicester Square Theatre doing a stand-up show, and I'll be on tour with that till about June. The new show is just all bits of stuff that I'll do on the telly in the end.
Simultaneously. Do not waste time blocking your ears. Do not waste time seeking a soundproof shelter. Try to get as far away from the sonic source as possible. Do not panic! Use your wheels. It is what they are for. Do not attempt to use your own limbs. Small babies may be placed in the special cocoons and should be left
possible in shelters. If no wheels are available, metal, not organic limbs, should be employed wherever practical. Remember, in the case of solid attack, survival means every man for himself. Statistically, more people survive if they think only of themselves. Do not attempt to rescue friends, relatives, loved ones. Have only a few seconds to escape. Use those seconds sensibly, or you will inevitably die. Think only of yourself. Think only of yourself. Do not panic! Think only of yourself! These are the first signs of sonic attack. You will notice small objects, such as ornaments, oscillating. You will notice vibrations in your diaphragm. You will hear a distant hissing in your ears. You will feel the need to vomit. You will feel dizzy. You will have difficulty focusing. You will need to breathe more rapidly. There will be bleeding from orifices. There will be an ache in the pelvic region. You may be subject to fits of hysterical shouting, or even laughter. These are all signs of imminent sonic destruction. Your only protection is flight. If you are less than 10 years old, remain in the shelters and use your cocoon. And remember, you can help no one else. You can help no one else. Then you can help no one else. Do not panic. Think only of yourself. Think only of yourself. Do not panic.
That's Hawkwind with a new version of Sonic Attack that came out last year. And yes, it was Brian Blessed taking the Robert Calvert role there of Shouting Man. Like Hawkwind have done a lot of mad things in their time, as you'll know, if you've read about that. So arguably the strangest thing they've done. It's good, you know, they're all in their early 80s now, Hawkwind, and to have, they're not, right, but to have finally, to have pulled something that insane out of the bag so late in the career, a collaboration with Brian Blessed. The producer, Rebecca, who said he lost her nerve and put in the radio edit of that rather than the full 9 minutes of Brian Blessed shouting over vintage synthesizers, she just told me that they met at a charity thing. So they're both involved with the same charity, Brian Blessed and Hawkwind, to stop badger culls. And that is the icing on the cake of that story. So that collaboration has come around as a result of Brian Blessed and Hawkwind's joint and noble desire to save badgers from culling. Don't kill leave the badgers alone! Stop killing them! There's no need for money to be raised. Just Brian Blessed to shout. Okay, last in this half on the Freak Zone tonight. I do a gig every year at the Philharmonic in Liverpool, which is a great theatre. And the guy on the stage door who works there every night said, I've made a record, here it is. And it turns out it's fantastic, sort of modern take on 70s New York no-wave minimalism in the vein of Glenn Branca. This is East Island Head, and this is from Mallet Guitars 3, which came out last year. It's called Third Movement. Ex-Easter Island Head from Liverpool, and that was third movement from the album Mallet Guitars 3. And now it's time for the Six Music News.
Six Music. This is BBC Radio.
Six Music. BBC News at 9:30, I'm Nikki Cardwell. The French government says up to 1.5 million people were in Paris today for the city's Unity March. Around 2.5 million others marched in other cities in France. The march was called after the Islamist gunman killed 17 people in the French capital this week. This woman explained why she was there.
I felt it was very important to take part to this event, to this demonstration, to show that we're not afraid. We're not afraid to fight for our values and the values we believe in. France is a great country, and it's really emotional to see that all the people were able to come together and show this.
4 of the people killed in this week's attacks were shot inside a Jewish supermarket. Simone Rodin-Bozaquin from the American Jewish Committee in Paris said the march was heartwarming, but she warned that anti-Semitic attacks were still common in France.
It's one of the only countries in Europe, apart from Belgium, where people have died because they were Jewish. We've had, obviously, this attack, but we also had in 2012 the Mohamed Merah attack in Toulouse. We've had in 2006 the attack against Ilan Halimi. So yes, it's very, very grave.
In the past hour, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spoken at the Grand Synagogue in Paris. He said Israel was against extremism, not Islam. He also thanked the Malian shop worker who helped save Jewish hostages during this week's siege. A couple of other headlines now, and there's major disruption on rail services between London and the northwest of England because of power line problems near Rugby. Virgin and London Midland trains are affected. Police in Glasgow have issued a warning after a man who may have taken ecstasy died in hospital. 2 others are in a serious condition. And Southampton have won away to Manchester United for the first time in 27 years. Dusan Tadic scored the only goal in the 69th minute. 6 Music News, there'll be more in the morning.
This is Six Music.
Six Music.
BBC Radio 6 Music.
I think I'll write a song, a different song for you. Reminds of love we had and never found any. When we were alone today, you took your hand away.
That was Sugluk. It's called Fall Away. Sounds a bit like Dead Flowers, doesn't it, by the Rolling Stones? And it's from an album called Native North America, Aboriginal Folk Rock and Country. I'm Stuart Lee. I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey on the Freak Zone here on Six Music. You can get in touch. Let us know what you think. I'm not here. I did this before, but I'm sure, someone will let me know. If there's any problem, I'll try and sort it out. You can email stuart.sixmusic@bbc.co.uk. That's Stuart, Stuart. That's not me, it's Stuart McConey. Now, there's this guy who I think is really brilliant, Daniel Patrick Quinn. He sometimes records under the name One More Grain. He's been doing it about a decade. Every couple of years he gets in a huff about not getting the acclaim he feels he's deserved and goes off to live abroad somewhere, and then he comes back. And you can go on his Bandcamp page if you look up Daniel Patrick Quinn and One More Grain, and while stocks last, there's a 99p download best of the last 10 years, and this is a track from it called Northern.
Driving up the M6 north for Penrith on one of those clear summer days, the first after the rain has gone, and you can see for miles. You can see the Howgill Fells just above Sebber, looking so precisely modelled, carefully contoured, like there was some real thought that went and gone into these rolling hills. The cars look like toys from up there. The world looks like a game from up there. We're down by the railway, West Coast Main Line. Seated passengers in laybys, with their windows rolled down, peering over the fields, at the foot of the hills, the Cumbrian dry stone walls. They can build as many walls, as many roads, as many tracks, as many railways as they like across this land. But it's still a jungle out there. House for Rockcliffe Marsh and out to the Solway. The last the boathouse. Wonder who lives there. On we go, over the border, heading for Moffat's and the Devil's Beef Tub gouged out of the hills. This is Reeves country. They shook loose the border and the road follows the river valley north. Far from the madding crowd, there are few signs of human habitation. May the hills lend an ancient aspect to your days. May the road rise to meet you.
Life could have been so different.
I wanted to be in the music business, not film.
No lock stock, no snatch, layer cake or kick-ass.
I'm obsessed with music.
Luckily, it was this passion that made it all happen.
No one was interested in that film. The music got us out of trouble. Bonkers.
In the Screen 6 hot seat, British producer, writer and director Matthew Vaughan.
Playtime's over, kid.
I never play. Rewinding through his soundtracks in a unique behind-the-scenes look at the making of his films.
I couldn't find a song from the 90s to open the movie on. The only one we nearly did was Bop.
Hanson?
Yeah, just as a joke. We thought, okay, this is about to make everyone go, what are we watching? There is one more thing.
A Screen 6 special with Matthew Vaughan.
It's been emotional.
Get down!
Available now at the 6 Music website.
This is the Freak Zone. At this point in the show, Stuart McConey normally plays a piece from the BBC Live Music Archive. There's something I've wanted to hear again for years. When I was a kid, I was about 13, 14, I used to love Steel Pulse, the Birmingham reggae band, and I remember when Mark Ellen, the style journalist, was sitting in for John Peel, he raided the Peel Show archives, and he played all sorts of stuff that was forbidden at the time, like a brilliant Soft Machine and stuff like that. And he also played a Steel Pulse session from 1977. He played Handsworth Revolution, and I remember it being a much fuller version on the album with lots of Spanish guitar. It's never been commercially released. I haven't been able to find it anywhere since. So I pulled this out of the archive largely because I wanted to hear it again. It's Steel Pulse from a BBC session from 1977, Handsworth Revolution. Steel Pulse. That was an old Peel session from '77, Handsworth Revolution. You can't imagine how amazing that was in its day. It still sounds great now, but it was like a direct communication from people that didn't really have a voice at the time, and it's a fantastic period of British reggae. I'm Stuart Lee. I'm a comedian, and I'm sitting in for Stuart McConey on the Freak Zone. I wouldn't be a comedian if I hadn't seen Ted Chippington opening for The Fall in 1984. He changed my life, and he made me want to become a stand-up, and I am. So I owe him a lot. And I thought, what Ted Chippington can we play? And tragically, Alvin Stardust died last year. So here, dubbed from a bit of wobbly vinyl with a bit of scratchy needle noise at the start, is Ted Chippington's version of Alvin Stardust's Feel Like Buddy Holly.
Meeting Alvin Stardust, and I saw him standing over in the distance. Thought I'd make my way over to see him. I got there. He was looking a bit sad. I said, "What's wrong, Alvin?" He said, "Well, I've been waiting here all day, watching the planes come into land. I couldn't stand to see them land without you." I said, well, I got here yesterday. Thought I'd get the train here today to meet you, you know. Altered arrangements, but I'm here now. No need to be sad. He said to me, "I feel like Buddy Holly, Ted." I said, "Why is that, Alvin?" He said, "Well, it's raining in my heart." I said, well, you know, shouldn't have been waiting outside for me. Should have gone inside the cafe, have a cup of tea while you were waiting. Only yourself to blame," I said to him. And I said to him, "I know how Paul McCartney felt actually, Alvin, when he got up to say, 'You know that can't be bad.'" He was still feeling depressed. I said to him, "I think you should check into the Heartbreak Hotel, Alvin, you know. Get yourself a game of solitaire. I'm sure you know how to play that, you know. Not too hard to learn anyway. But, you know, good game to play when you're depressed," I said to him. "Good hotel to go to as well." He said, with a tear in his eye, "I think I'll take your advice, Ted." And off he went. Thought I'd follow him. For a good day's entertainment, I thought. Got to the hotel, sat in the bar. He come up to me again. He said, "You know what, Ted? I still feel like Buddy Holly." I said, "Why's that, Alvin?" He said, "Well, I haven't got changed yet, you know. Soaked through still, got a bit of rain in my heart still." I said, "Well, you know, that time you got up to your room, got yourself changed. And I know how Paul Simon felt when he wrote that song, The Sound of Silence. You know, nothing at all."
That's the Advisory Circle, As the Crow Flies. A brilliant record on the Ghostbox label, and Ghostbox have sort of constructed a brilliant kind of false sound world of imaginary soundtracks from 70s British telly and information films, and they're so evocative. I used to write record reviews every week for the Sunday Times, and I sort of stopped this summer for various reasons. One of them being that I found the past was expanding at such a rate with reissues and stuff being dug up that I couldn't quite keep up with it, as well as keeping up with the future and the present. I mean, I'm not a Time Lord. And the worst thing is, like, people you really love from the past, you kind of think you've got a handle on them, and then suddenly some amazing archive thing will be pulled out. Here's a great record that came out last year. Some John Coltrane they've dug up, live at Temple University, November the 11th, 1966. Here's the shortest track off it, anyway, Offering. John Coltrane, Offering, from the Live at Temple University from November 1966. Well, I've been Stuart Lee on the Freak Zone, and I've been lucky enough to sit in for Stuart McConey, and it's been a great honour and a great pleasure, and I really hope I haven't irritated you too much with the stuff I've been playing. Stuart's still away next week. Daniel Miller from Mute Records is coming in to present the Freak Zone, and next on tonight is Don Lett's Culture Clash Radio. We're on the other side of Christmas now, and as I said earlier, there's this Shirley Collins compilation out this year, and she's back in the public eye a bit. So as the festive season fades into the distance, I'd like to take you out with a track by Shirley and Dolly Collins from a Christmas album they made, The Holly Bears the Crown, with the Young Tradition, This is a version of the Cherry Tree Carol.
Joseph was an old man, and an old man was he, when he married Virgin Mary, the Queen of Galilee. As Mary and Joseph were a-walking one day to an orchard of cherry trees, they chanced for to stray. Then Mary said to Joseph, so meek and so mild, pick me some cherries, Joseph, for I am with child. Then Joseph flew in anger, so angry flew he, let the father of your baby gather cherries for thee. Then up spoke Lord Jesus from in his mother's womb. Bow low down, cherry trees, bow down to the ground. And the cherry trees they bowed down, bowed low to the ground. And Mary gathered cherries while Joseph stood around. Then Joseph took Mary all upon his right knee. Come tell me, pretty baby, when your birthday shall be. On the 5th day of January my birthday shall be, and the stars and the heavens shall all bow down to me.
This year, last year, earlier last year, in the middle of last year, at the end of last year, the year before last, in the year before last.
Six Music, BBC.